Hey everyone, welcome back to TK's Tech Talk. I'm TK and this is TTKK. Of course, you already know this is the trusty kitchen knife if you've been watching my other videos. And we're back for another unboxing video of this keyboard. This is the K380 multi-device keyboard. I'm hoping the text is in focus. So I bought this recently in Amazon UAE, as most things that I buy. And it was on offer for I think 100 dirhams, which equates to around 20 pounds. So it was a very good price, and I've always wanted to have a multi-device Bluetooth keyboard. And I also have another keyboard which we're going to compare it to, which is the Microsoft Wedge Keyboard. So this is the small Microsoft keyboard which came out many years ago, much before the K380. And the K380 has actually been around for a while. And one interesting thing that I noticed recently is this US international keyboard format. So I think what they've done, I'm not sure if you can see here on the box, is they've actually integrated the speech and the @ symbol onto one key. So it would depend, it would vary based on what your keyboard layout is, obviously. So that actually makes it easier to be able to unify one keyboard for US English and UK English, for example. And this is very handy for me because I actually have a work laptop which has a US keyboard, and my personal laptop has a UK keyboard. And you know, I'm always switching between the two, so I thought this was a really great idea. And you can even see, I'm not sure if you can see there in the picture on the box, but it actually has the slash and the tilde and things like that. And even the Apple keys, if you look here carefully, you can see the command button for Apple and then the start button for Windows. So it works on everything. So I'm not sure exactly how well it works, but it works for everything. The only one thing I want to mention about this keyboard is that it's Bluetooth only. It does not have a unifying logo. You cannot use it with a unifying receiver. However, it does support 3 different devices which you can switch using these buttons. The main aim of this video is just to have a look at what's in the box and also compare the size to the Microsoft Wedge. I'm not going to try and connect it to any devices. I think that part again is going to be more or less straightforward, and the typing experience will vary by user depending exactly what you're looking for. So let's just open it up first and see what we've got inside. Let's have a look around the box. Nothing exciting there. Side of the device has got a power switch, and the other side some blurb. The back shows us the different things you can type on, and there is Bluetooth and multi-switch and blah blah blah, and nothing exciting on the front or on the top. It does say that 2 AAA batteries are included, which apparently last about 2 years. So I wanted to mention that for a reason, because it's going to be important for our comparison. So let's get our trusty knife and open up the box. Cut away those stickers. It's quite a heavy box, and it looks quite thick for what's supposed to be a very thin keyboard. Oh, upside down. There you go. So there's a keyboard inside. Let's take that out. Let's look at the other stuff first. So we have some bedtime reading. Great material for anyone who's suffering from trying to sleep or things like that. You know, trust me, there's a lot of bedtime reading. If anything's going to put you to sleep, it's that. Anyway, let's continue. Nothing else in the box, just some cardboard. So let's get rid of that, and let's take off the plastic. Actually, the keyboard does have some weight to it, to be honest, more than I was expecting. Okay, so let's remove the plastic and pull it out. Let's get rid of the plastic. Okay, so it shows pull out the tab for the battery, so I'm guessing there's a battery tab. Hold the first key for 3 seconds and pair it to your device. It's literally that simple. So let's get rid of that as well, and let's pull out the tab because I'll be doing that anyway. And once we've taken the tab out, let's just have a look at how the battery changes. So if we open this up, there you go. It's got some 2 AAA batteries. I don't know what GP alkaline is, but there you go. Maybe some Duracell would have been nice, but I guess these are probably used by Logitech for a while and they're probably fine. So let's have a look now. So there's the keyboard. It's already on. It's showing that it's on. And if I hold that button, there we go. It's in pairing mode now. So by holding that one button, you can see at that thing. Oh yeah, you can see at the camera. It's just about flashing there. Oopsie daisy. Great start. So it's flashing there. So that means the power switch must already be on. Yeah, that's strange. So if we turn it off, and now the flashing light has gone. Well, I find it quite strange. I'm guessing it has its own standby feature, so it will always be off theoretically when you're not using, and the battery should still last. Like even my desktop keyboard and mouse, I never really make a point to turn them off, and they're just fine. So the first thing is how flat does it feel? Hello. Okay, actually the keys actually feel okay, so it is quite flat to the table, which obviously is a portable keyboard. You're gonna want to stick this keyboard in your bag, you know, with your tablet or your thin laptop, whatever it is. So it's obviously going to be like that. But I'm really surprised at how much weight. I mean, I guess the weight is a good sign because it usually means a sign of quality. Maybe it's because it has quality components. And the keys so far, actually it feels okay, you know. It feels a lot better than I thought it would, because I have this other keyboard now. Now let's do a comparison. So we've seen the keyboard now. If you have any questions, please do feel free to ask. But like I said, I was expecting, and this is really strange, I just realized it says US International English. The picture on the box is not exactly what I got. I actually got it with the @ sign. That's strange. Anyway, it's not a big deal for me, like I said, because I'm used to using both layouts. So I was expecting, like the box showed, the US International layout, I was expecting this sort of layout. I'm not sure if you can see it. So it shows the speech and the @ symbol. Now I'm not sure, maybe that's just a box design then, maybe it doesn't actually come like that. But then it makes you wonder, because the other keys do have it. You see there? And then you got all of these. So there is a way. Maybe it's a difference between Apple keyboard layout? I'm not sure. But there we go. I learned something new today as well. So that's a US International layout, right? So then I have Microsoft Wedge Keyboard. Now this keyboard, wow, that's completely out of picture. There we go. So this keyboard, it definitely looks a lot smaller, doesn't it? Oh, it's definitely smaller. Wow. There's a considerable difference in size. Let me zoom out just to touch. My camera is zoomed in, so let's zoom out just a little bit so you can see. And there you go. You can see now there is definitely a difference there in size, in height, yeah, and in depth. And let's look at the side views. This Microsoft keyboard is also a lot thinner as well. And this keyboard is about 8 or 9 years old as far as I know. I mean, I bought it recently, but it really is very interesting to see like this. So it does have a much bigger battery compartment, as you can see here. The Microsoft keyboard does have a much bigger battery compartment, and obviously it acts like a stand for the keyboard. So I'm guessing that's the reason for that. Now, they have very different layouts. So obviously this is a very compact keyboard. So the problem with this is that the keys are very close together, you see. So they're obviously a lot more spaced out. I'm assuming in the long run, I can't obviously do a full typing test here, and I'm no touch typer, by the way. I type, you know, one finger at a time, so I can't really say how good or bad each keyboard is going to be. But these keys I have found a little bit annoying, because I've been using this keyboard for a while. Sometimes, you know, you do get used to it eventually. But in terms of price, I think for this one I paid about 80 dirhams, so about £16. Obviously, a very old keyboard, came in an OEM box. But what's great about it is how thin it is. You know, I just stick it in my bag, and oopsie daisy, and it acts as a keyboard for my tablet, not my tablet, my Z Fold 3. So this is very handy. It's a very handy keyboard, and both have the US layout now, so you know it doesn't really matter. But the difference now is that this has 3 devices, simultaneous connectivity, and you can switch between them very easily. Unfortunately, on this one, you can connect to multiple devices, but you have to manually switch on your device between which one you want to connect to. So the keys do look a little bit bigger on here, I would say. On the Microsoft, well, they're about the same. They're just square, I guess. That's the only difference. And they're a lot closer together. It's not a big deal. Like I said, I'm not a touch typer, so I have got used to it, and it's fine. Now the battery life on this one is apparently only about 6 months, maybe 12 months, depending on your use. My battery doesn't get used too much, so it's still going after about 6 months, I think. You can see whenever I press it, there's green light flashing in there to show that it's on. What's cool about this keyboard is this thing here. This is the cover, and it's heavy, by the way. The keyboard on its own is much lighter than the Logitech keyboard, right? It's much lighter than the Logitech keyboard on its own. But with this thing on it, so let's put that on to compare with the weight with the cover on it. So I basically just clip this on, and now they're about the same. Okay, but you can still see there's definitely a difference in size between the two. So this becomes a little bit thicker now, becomes heavier, but this cover is quite heavy, and there's a reason for that. So let's get rid of the Logitech keyboard. Any questions, let me know. And we're just going to focus on the Microsoft Wedge for a moment, because this thing here is quite cool, because what you can do, it actually has a hinge, as you can see, and it bends into whatever shape you want. And the idea is it acts as a holder for your device. So bear with me a second, I'm going to get my phone so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so there's my phone in landscape mode, Z Fold 3, on the stand. So there we go. So you can see now I've got my stand there, and I've even got my mouse connected here. So it becomes like a little PC. It's pretty cool, huh? So it works fine. You can see the keyboard's paired and it's moving around. Like I said, these keys, you can hear that little rattling as well. So I guess that's something else to think about. And I'm sure on the Logitech, if we just get that for a second, definitely no rattling there. The keys are also small on this, but actually maybe it's a nicer pair with the Logitech keyboard and mouse. More synergy. They look similar, right? Yeah, maybe it's a better combination. Similar color as well. And the good thing is both of these devices pair to, keyboard and mouse pair to 3 devices simultaneously. So this one, what's nice about this one is one of them, the first one, has a USB port, which you can actually carry around inside as well. So, oh, they've got the same battery. That's interesting. So that's one good thing about this. If a device doesn't have Bluetooth, or if you don't want to use Bluetooth, you can obviously use that as well. So let's go back to the main point here. So this is the main star of the show today. We're supposed to be the main star of the show, the Logitech keyboard. And like I said, there's going to be different languages based on which region you're in. In this case, it was a US international. I assumed, and the main thing I was looking for was the keys to have that same layout as the box that's shown on the box here. Obviously, it doesn't have that. And like I said, so far, first impression, the keys actually do feel very nice. The keyboard is quite sturdy as well. These rubber grips, I think these rubber grips are very flat. I didn't really even notice them the first time, but the keyboard really doesn't move so much as well when you're typing. So I'm not sure if that's something that will help you. But yeah, definitely, it's got a nice little wedge to it as well. It feels relatively comfortable, even though it's quite flat on the table. So that's it for this video. Please feel free to ask any questions you may have about this, or even about the Microsoft Wedge keyboard, or even the Triathlon M720. I have another video regarding this with a comparison of the M705 and the MX Master. Sorry, not MX Master, Performance MX. So please feel free to check that out as well. And please feel free to like and subscribe. It does help me to continue making videos like this. And let me know if you thought this video was helpful or not. Was it something that I covered which wasn't covered by other people? Or is it something I can improve? Or would you like to see how to connect to 3 devices and how it switches between devices? Because I'm sure there's plenty of material already there about that. I just made this a bit different by showing another keyboard in this class which allows you to connect via Bluetooth to devices and be portable. So thanks again for watching. Take care. See you in the next one.